Dragontail Tarot. My name is Ariel, and I'm just popping in here for a quick collective energetic reading for everyone out there. Hope you're doing great tonight. Hope you are well. Let me get my camera, my setup here a little bit. My hair is insane looking today. I apologize for that, but cannot be helped. It has a mind of its own. So I hope you all are doing great out there tonight. I just felt the urge to jump on here, kind of felt my intuition popping, and I thought I'd come on here and do a quick collective energetic reading for all of us. And after that point, we will open up the live stream for personal questions with a $10 minimum donation. You can make those donations through the super chat option on YouTube as this is live, or you can use my PayPal me link in the description box to make that donation. If you do donate through PayPal, please let me or a moderator know that you have donated, because I do not have a way of seeing that come up on the screen. If you donate through PayPal, I will see that come up on the screen. So just let me know either way. So let's go ahead. I'm going to just clear our space a little bit. I'm going to spray some holy water around, get that in the air, get that in the ether. We're going to burn some sage and some sweetgrass to get some clearing in the area. Good to see you all in the chat. Thank you for joining. Hey there, Krista. No problem, sweetheart. No problem. This is sort of impromptu. So, you know, for any of my mods, anybody that if you can't stick around, that's totally fine. And we may not be here very long, because I'm just going to do an energetic collective read for all of us, because the energies have just been kind of weird and kind of a lot these days. So sometimes I feel like a little bit of info, a little bit of assistance is always really helpful for us. It's definitely helpful for me. Hey there, Murray, David, Ali, anybody out there who's watching, thanks for being here. So I'm definitely just going to pull, you know, like a basic collective reading and just, you know, get some messages for us all to kind of give us some touchstones, give us some stuff to kind of focus on or to be aware of. And then, you know, if people come into the chat and want to do, you know, personal readings for the minimum donation, I'll open up the list for that. But if we don't have people sign up for it, then we won't do it. So we'll just see how it goes. Sometimes we get a lot. Usually we get, usually, I shouldn't say if, we usually do actually get quite a few people in here wanting personal reads. But just in case we don't, in case it's a sleepy night, we're just going to do this, and then I'll take off. So let's start with some tuning forks here. All right, guys. Yeah, I need it. May the forks be with us, right? Oh my goodness. So true, so true. Let's see. I'm going to use a couple of different decks tonight. This is an oldie but a goodie, the Energy Oracle cards. And I'm going to use a few from the Magic of You Oracle deck. This is a really cool, very interesting Has a very deep feeling. It has an almost, what would I call it? An almost shadow work quality to it, a little bit. It's not like super dark, but it's a little dark. It's a little dark. It's not like, yeah, it's a little more in depth. That's, I guess, what I would say. It's a little deep, a little deeper. Whew. All right, guys. I hope everyone's doing all right. It's been, yeah, it's been interesting. It's been interesting out there for sure, to say the least. So let's see what we have. I'm curious what comes out for our collective here. Hey, Gwen, good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Whenever I do these impromptu sessions, I never know, like, which of my moderators will or will not be here. But I've got some great folks in here, so for sure, they do come through. All right, dear angels, especially want to call on our archangels of protection. And any of our archangels that help cut cords or bring clarity and calm, lack of stress, lack of drama, all that kind of thing. So Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel, especially, I ask for you to, you know, keep things protected, keep things clear, you know, cut any negative cords or ties energetically that need to be snipped away. Calling on Archangel Raphael for physical and emotional healing. And calling in all our ancestors, our guides, all of our loving guardians of the light. And I ask you guys, please show us what we have for the collective energy. What's going on right now with and for everyone? And what do we need to be most aware of for our progression, for our emotional and mental development, our spiritual path, all of those things coming together. Let's see what we have for this evening, this Tuesday, rainy Tuesday night that we're having here. Oh, wow. Wow, this is an interesting ones here, guys. Serendipity, the first card that comes up off of the top from the Magic of You Oracle, merge with the flow. I always think of serendipitous events as being things that, you know, we may not have seen coming. It's almost like synchronicity. It's like happy events, happy surprises, or almost, you know, accidents. We think it's maybe a negative thing, but it turns into a very positive thing. That's how I think of that card, but I am going to read what it says in the book, because I like to see what their take on it is too. Be aware that opportunities are lining up around you. Merge into the flow of life. Trust it in all its light and shadows. They have brought you to this point. Maybe unbeknownst to you, you are perfectly poised for opportunity right now. Trust your efforts and recognize the signs of serendipity occurring around you. This means you are where you're meant to be, doing what you're meant to be doing. Be conscious of follow-up and follow-through. Good fortune forms around you. The girl of serendipity merges into the leaves of life, and let's see, and they welcome her into their nourishing, lush embrace. Like them, she is growing in abundance and opportunity. Fresh potential awakens. Everything happens in its right time and place, exactly as it is meant to be. I really like that. So on the bottom, Krista, you're going to laugh at this one, I know, because of the stuff we've been talking about. You're going to laugh at this one, is the Hex card, number 12 from the deck. Be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. Look at that. Allow the enemy to reveal themselves. So for the collective, you may be dealing with someone or something that you feel is working against you or trying to harm you or trying to mess with you in some way. But this is just saying, don't twist yourself up into any kind of knots over it. This person or this situation is going to reveal themselves in due course. Don't underestimate the impact you're making. If you sense resistance or are feeling frustrated or angry in the face of it, don't succumb to feeling powerless. The opposite is true. The Hex Maiden holds her head high. Her demeanor is calm. She appears to be in contemplative repose, and from this relaxed, non-reactive position, she can best see and feel everything and is well informed. Like her, be on alert, but guard your heart, your opinions, and mask your feelings. Resist the urge to lash out and attack. Stand strong and silent and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. The sun rises on the horizon of the dark sky. The perils of the night are lifting, but there is work to be done to restore balance. It is the winds of change that fan her hair and stir the obscuring mist to rise up from the valley floor, clearing to show the way ahead. Wow, this is interesting. All right, guys. Very interesting cards. For some of you, you may feel like you're really working to be in the flow of life and really wanting to be in that feeling of, you know, going with the flow, being very much open and receptive to all the goodness and abundance coming your way. I feel that very strongly with those cards, and I feel like for a lot of the collective, there's this feeling of pushback. Many times when you're doing better, you're gonna arouse jealous eyes, jealous people that just want to, like, you know, cast a shadow on your success or on your work. And so it's something that's really telling you, don't give in to that, don't get frustrated by it, don't react. If you're not sure where that negative energy or impact is coming from, give it time. And you know, I would say always that is true. You know, time reveals all things. And, you know, that's what's going to happen here. Time is going to reveal all things. Wow. All right, Mr. Dragon, we're going to move you just over to the side. I'm going to pull some tarot for us. Wow. I know Krista, like, she started laughing when I pulled that card. She was like, oh, no. Like, yeah. Oh, my goodness. My little Capricorns in the house tonight. My goats. Let's get 6 on this to start and 3 to clarify, please. All right, we have got, let's start this, and then I'm gonna put some of the energy oracle cards. I'm gonna put 3 of these to the side as extra messages for the read. Nice. I do feel like there's a lot of things coming up around work, vocation, money, you know, career changes, etc., decisions around that. There's a lot of that coming up. So first card that we're starting out with is our 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands, you know, many people will associate that with soulmates, twin flames, etc., but the more traditional interpretation of this card is really about laying a happy home, having a good foundation, having, you know, a very positive experience in the home life, homecomings, happiness and celebration within the home. So that's very much what's coming up. A lot of people are thinking about this very strongly. The next card coming up is our 2 of Swords. So this is where that decision-making process comes from. I feel like there's a lot of decision being made about where you want to live, where you want to go, who you even want to be with, where you want to take things, in what direction you want to take them in. The most negative thing, of course, that comes up with our 2 of Swords is that potential for overanalyzation, overthinking it, procrastination, not wanting to see the whole truth because you're scared of having to make the decisions or to rearrange life in the way that it needs to go because you're looking at it very, very clearly. The one right after that, 2 of Wands. to me, that comes with the Two of Swords, right? You know, to me, in a lot of ways, this is sort of what would naturally follow from the Two of Swords, is that you make this decision to go forward. This is new doors opening, new energy being brought through, and really saying, well, where is it that I want to go? Where is it that we want to go if you're in a joint position, right? Because, you know, for some of you, that's going to be just on your own. For some of us, it's going to be with somebody else. But it really is about, you know, coming out of over analyzing, overthinking, procrastination, and really doing what's going to make you happy. Like, don't worry about whatever, you know, what makes you happy. If you're doing what makes you happy, then the people around you are going to be okay too, right? And so, you know, that Two of Wands is saying, take the next step, be bold, be ambitious, partnering with others who share your goals and dreams, expanding your plans and continuing to move forward. But I really do think that that's bringing up a lot of, could be some stress, you know, could be a little bit of pressure, conflict that arises over that, because, you know, you, especially for those that are in a partnership, in a joint position, you know, on the job too, this could be really like your opinions or feelings or goals clashing with those around you. You know, these are conflicts caused by others with opposing opinions. I do feel like there's just this there's just a lot of drama swirling around. A lot of people are just really easily triggered, getting really easily upset. I really feel like that's part of what that hex card was about, you know, in the beginning, is it's like, don't worry so much, just chill. Like, it really is. It's like, please, everyone, just chill out. If something is not worth your time or your energy, there's no reason to let it get you all worked up or to anger you or frustrate you. The Page of Cups comes next. And so I really do feel that with the Page of Cups, there is this feeling of having good conversation, of a more intuitive, gentle attitude, you know, a gentle modality. It's like that's the way that you have to work through this, is not by like being real combative and you know, and engaging with the enemy in a real aggressive way. Pages are messengers. The cups is that, and you know, gentle water energy. So it's gentle, it's intuitive. It's like, hey, how you doing? Can we talk about something? Can we clear the air? It can be messages regarding relationships, because it is that area of the emotions. It's the area of the heart. Could be social experiences or events. Could be invitations that are being sent to you. And you really have to decide what's good for you there. Because our last card coming out is our Queen of Swords. More Libra energy. And I do feel that right now, again, there's this feeling of cutting yourself off from drama, from conflict, people that make your life unnecessarily difficult or troublesome, people who cause problems or stir up trouble where there isn't any, right? That's the kind of people that I really feel that it's just like, there is this distancing from all that. It's like, I don't have time for this. That's the Queen of Swords. You know, she's like, I don't have time for all this. I've got things to do. Queen of Swords many times is that, like, you know, business person or self-employed person or someone that's really working hard for themselves, and they've really got a lot going on, and they really don't need any drama. They don't need any issues. So this is a very interesting read for the collective. Clarifying cards that I pulled up around this are the Eight of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. So here come these worries, doubts, fears about money and self-worth and value. I feel so much for this, right? Because the Eight of Pentacles has so much to do with work that we like, work that we need to stay perseverant of. You know, we have to keep, you know, not give up. We have to, you know, keep going in spite of whatever challenges may come up. And instead of worrying about what anybody else is doing, what our coworkers are doing or saying, worrying about whatever dumb thing is happening at home or in our friendships or whatever, instead of worrying about all that, you see how focused she is, right? It's like she's very focused on doing the very best job that she can, right? And I think she's she's busy creating one of these pentacles that are sitting on the wall, right? And so she's carving that thing and painting it and detailing it, all that stuff. And so it's what, take that as a metaphor. Whatever it is you're working on requires your full attention. It requires your full attention. You cannot be, you know, distracted by people causing drama or chaos around you if you want to do your best job. And at the same time, the apprentice over here is watching what she's doing. It's like, I have to watch because, she's going to show me how to do this. She's going to show me how to make this pentacle like look amazing, right? And that's what it is. It's that learning and teaching. A lot of us are really learning to mind our own business and vice versa. I do feel a lot of energy around that. It really is. And it's not in a rude way like mind your business, but it is. It's like if we attend to our business and let people attend to theirs, guess what? Everybody's doing better. The work flows better and everyone gets what they need to do done. In the center, we do clarifying again the Five of Pentacles on this. I do feel like there's a lot of this fear of scarcity, fear of lack, fear of being left out in the cold, not having enough, etc. As always, this Five of Pentacles for me is so much a matter of perception. It has so much to do with the way that we perceive things. So if you perceive that you don't have enough, guess what? You're never going to feel like you have enough, no matter how much you have. That's why we have crazy billionaires in the world that never have enough. Even though they got more than anyone could ever use, want, or need, they still feel like they got to go get more because guess what? They're actually coming from a place of lack. It's a very dangerous thing. It leads to that hole that never gets filled in your soul. So to me, the Five of Pentacles is saying, instead of sitting out here in the cold courtyard by yourself, listen to your guides, listen to your angels. They're saying, come on, let's get up. Let's go around the corner. The lights are on inside the sanctuary. It's warm in there. They probably have something good to eat. Let's go do that instead of sitting here and feeling down on yourself. It's very, very important. It really, to me, the Five of Pentacles is not just a fear of monetary loss. It's also a fear of emotional isolation. And I think a lot of people have both of those fears these days, of both emotional isolation and financial loss or insecurity. 10 of Wands is our last clarifier on this spread. So to me, this is about letting go of the burdens, right? Finally letting go of that, shoving that off of your shoulders, having that weight be removed. This could be speaking to people who are working too hard or too many hours. It's the need for balance in life, allowing other people to help you. Yeah. And that to me speaks to that Five of Pentacles, because the Five of Pentacles is that feel like, oh, I'm all alone. I don't have anybody help me. But you got to let people help you. There might be more assistance around you than you're really aware of. And to me, you may feel that you've got to work yourself into a tizzy in order to have what you need to take care of yourself. But this is saying, stress is the big killer. That's what causes lots of health problems. So if you're stressing yourself out a lot on a regular basis, that's not good for your health either. And it's not worth any amount of money. So it's an interesting clarifier as well. The messages on the side from the Energy Oracle. We have the Healer of the Ages, right? To me, this is that very, it's very, very much like that Jesus figure. It's like that healer. So to me, it's like this is really speaking to the need for physical and emotional healing and rest, right? And giving yourself some grace, being nice to yourself for sure. Absolutely. We also have the door to value. What's the true value in your life? What's opening up? Open up that door to what your true values are. It's always that question, right? For love or money? Right? It's like, what do we really love? What do we really love? That's try to remember the exact way that verse in the Bible is said, but it reminds me of that. It's like, pay attention to where you put your treasure, where your value lies, because that's where your heart will also be, right? If we only value money or things or status, etc., that's where our heart's going to be too, and we really get out of balance with that. So this is really, to me, saying it's time to heal our attitudes around what our values are, what our true door to value is. And then the last card coming out here is the strategy card. So to me, it's just making a better plan. Could be journaling things and writing things down more to kind of, have that good day by day planning. That's going to keep a lot of us from worrying too much into the future if we just have a good plan that we can follow one day at a time, in and out, as our life goes by. Really, really nice reading. So I would say certainly step out of your head and just follow a path, follow the strategy, heal that energy within yourself. This was a really, really nice, energetic read. I'm glad I jumped on here and did this. It felt good. Let's get an affirmation on it. Oh, very good. Have a good night, David. I know it's a little late. It's a little late here. That's it. Oh, and I love this card. Oh, I'm going to pull the one from the bottom too, because both of these feel so good. I do feel like there's a lot of, it's interesting, but I got all my Capricorns and my Virgo. I got all my earthy people sitting in here. So I do feel like there's this real thing about work, money, laying out a strategy for success, and really keeping, guess what, eyes on the prize. Look at that. This, oh, I love this card. I almost feel like just putting this in front of me, like where my workspace is. Trust the guidance of your North Star, your true north, your true direction. That's what I feel here. It's like, don't let other people's dramas and conflicts and issues drag you down, right? I know, right? This card, because it's just like, don't get distracted by all that. Focus on this. I mean, she feels like same deal. Queen of Swords, right? She feels like Queen of Swords to me, right? It's just like, that's where I'm going. And if you don't want to go to that place with me, then, please don't distract me. Please don't get in my way, because I've got places to go. And on the bottom of that deck, I love this deck, by the way. It's called the Hero's Journey Oracle. It's the coolest. But the bottom of the deck had plant seeds of intention, go, grow, and glow. So yeah, I mean, if this isn't about focusing on what you want to manifest and planting the seeds of intention for what you want to see come to fruition over time, wow. Yeah, I feel like don't let anything distract you guys. That's what I'm feeling for the collective here. For everybody that's really working hard on something and very much trying to like stay focused on what they're doing. You may feel like you got a lot of haters. You may feel like you've got a lot of idiots trying to steal your thunder or your light, trying to distract you or just cause you trouble. Could be from, jealousy. It could be from their own sense of lack or worry, but it's really encouraging you not to let that get to you, and those kind of people, even if you don't know where that's coming from necessarily, some of you will know where it's coming from, some of you won't, but it will reveal itself in time. And I really feel like it's their issue, not yours, of course, right? The Capricorns may have hijacked this reading. Yeah, they might have. Yeah, we might have, just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's a very Capricorn reading. I mean, I am a Capricorn, but it is a very goaty kind of read. It's like, but I feel like everybody, like a lot of folks are dealing with this kind of feeling, like, yeah, just dealing with people that are either jealous, got an attitude, feeling, it's just their feelings of not being good enough. Don't let that rub off on you, right? Don't let their feelings of inadequacy rub off on you. That's the big thing here is, and that's why that Queen of Swords, because she does have that kind of emotional, professional detachment. She doesn't allow that kind of stuff to drag her down. And that's why she can be perceived as harsh or emotionally cool or distanced, because she is careful that way. It's like, no, it's like, she is feminine, right? She has that feminine intuition, receptivity, but the swords are all about emotional clarity and detachment. So she's really just like, I know the difference. I know what's good for me and I know what's not. And if I have to make that tough decision to cut that person or that thing out of my life, I will do it. Great read. I'm, wow. Yeah. Certainly shed a little light on it for me too. So I hope you all enjoyed this. If there is anybody out there that would like to get on a list for a personal question, just let me know, because I am opening up that list if anyone wants to make a donation, $10 minimum. So just let me know. Yeah, exactly, Gwen. It's like, no, I feel like that cord cutting kind of thing coming in around that read. I really do. That to me is the cord cutting. So it's certainly been rumbling and shaking out here. I know that. We got lots of thunderstorms and all kinds of things going on today. It's been interesting. It's been very interesting weather and energy here. So I'm just gonna hang out with y'all for a few minutes. If we get anybody that wants to set up a little mini read here, then we'll do them. If not, I will take off and go get some work done because I definitely have some to get done. Oh my goodness. Yep, gotta get some work done on my eBaying tonight. Got that going on. But it's good to see y'all. I'm glad you came by. Yeah, always great to see my folks. Always good to see you. I may do some music late tonight. That might be a thing I'll do tonight. I haven't done that. I haven't played the piano in a minute, so I might do some music later on. Oh yeah, definitely more piano. Thanks, Marie. I know you love my music. I appreciate that. Aw. Absolutely, Gwen. Yeah, we need to set it up. Yeah, just let me know. Just let me know what days are good for you, what times, etc. Oh, I'm so sorry, Krista. Oh. That's tough. That is so tough, man. Yeah, there's definitely some heavy energies being worked through right now. I can absolutely feel that. Ugh. We'll be thinking about you for sure. We will, and of course we will miss you being here. But that's, that's just tough, you know. Yeah, I mean, I think this last couple weeks has really been a thing. It's just been a thing for a lot of folks. Will I buy a house with my own funds? Hey there, nasty women. Let's see is this Sharon? Is this Sharon? I think it's Sharon. She was the one asking about the home buying before, I know. Sure, let's get you going. Ah, yes. Gotcha. Let's see what we got for you, babe. Good to see you. Let me get a let me start out with, you know me and my my oracle cards. I always like to get a keyword for the question. What the big focus is here. All right, dear angels, guardians, guides, and ancestors, please show us what you have for our wonderful Sharon here in the chat. What is coming up for her around home purchasing and funding? Show us whatever you want her to see for her highest good regarding this situation, please. Aww. Relaxation is the first card, first keyword that comes out. So I do feel it's important not to stress out about it. That's the first message right there. Don't stress out about this. Let it unfold in its due course. You know, don't let it get to you where it's like, oh gosh. Let's see what we have in the tarot. Past, present, future energies. Take your time. That's the feeling that has. Take your time. I do feel like you're working. I mean, you're working at this one day at a time. First off, we have the Three of Pentacles. This is the immediate past position, so you may have, be coming from this or still kind of working with this, right? That's where you're coming from, is that Three of Pentacles. So to me, that's your work with the community. That's your work within groups, with like-minded people coming together to create something that's bigger than yourself, doing what you love, being paid well for your work, working well with others, building a good reputation. To me, that's always a card that feels like people coming together as a community effort to create something that's good for everyone. It's not just about you, it's about the whole. And the Knight of Swords. So there's a lot of communication, right? A lot of communication going back and forth here. A lot of thoughts, a lot of words, a lot of action when it comes to thinking and speaking. And you may be a little bit anxious, a little bit nervous. You may have some nervousness or anxiety around it at times. Right in the center, though, there's that home card, is the Chariot. There's our Cancer energy right there. So to me, yeah, you are very much thinking about the future, thinking about where you're going to live in the future. To me, the Chariot is movement. It's victory, it's success, it's balancing the two sides of yourself. And you being a little Pisces, yeah, you are one of our very strong dual signs. Just like Gemini, Virgo, there's some signs that are dualities, and the Fishy is definitely a duality. So I would say you're also working within yourself on having that personal balance. The dark, the light, the feminine, the masculine, the yin and the yang, really getting in alignment with yourself about where you want to go and what you want to do. It is about determination and willpower. I feel like, this is rewards that come from hard work. You're certainly willing to put the effort in, is what I feel around that card too. And the Emperor sitting on top of it. So it's certainly about taking some action, stepping into a leadership role and not being afraid to take some risks, not being afraid to move things forward. Some Aries energy there. It's very interesting. Both those signs on those cards are cardinal signs, Cancer and Aries. They are they are leadership signs. They are signs that don't just sit still. They are definitely going to move something forward. And to me, the Emperor is very much like that self-empowerment, because Aries is all about the I am. It's all about the, personal identity and your own power, your own motivating force, right? So I feel like it's really, it's like you're stepping into this role of like, I'm going to take charge of this. I'm going to move this darn chariot forward, right? That's really how that feels. Immediate future outcome is the High Priestess. And to me, this is that lunar energy, lunar goddess. Again, very moon-centered energy, so I can't help but associate that with the home, right? I associate moon energy with home and, those kind of foundations. But to me, this is really using your intuition, And like you said, this might be some years off. This might be some time off. And it's really about you just using your intuition. Sometimes you're going to be moving ahead very quickly. Sometimes it's better to just hang back and let things unfold in a more passive way. But it is about developing the intuitive gifts. I mean, it really is about using that, using your psychic abilities and things like that. And I know that that's a big part of what your business is. And so you may be working at that more and more and more. And that may be in turn what kind of helps you get where you want to go. Let's get a clarifier on top of her, please. And the Tower. Yeah, there's a lot of Mars energy around here. I feel like there's a lot of movement. Anytime I get Towers and Emperors, it's all that Mars and Aries energy, you know, it's this action. It's definitely action. And you might feel it's like it might be a situation where one thing has to be knocked down and cleared away for new energy and new foundations to be built. But there may be something that really has to kind of completely change from the ground up or the inside out. And it's important to use your intuition about what that is, right? It may simply be just changing the way you feel about yourself, you know, rebuilding your confidence, rebuilding who you are from the ground up. Because to me, the Tower is all about letting go of old foundations or crumbling old, you know, situations or patterns or structures that just no longer serve us, that don't work, and they can't take us forward to the future. Even though that's a Mars ruled card, that feels so Capricorn. It feels so Saturnine. It's like whatever doesn't work, whatever doesn't, you know, work for us, we're going to knock that over. Yeah. And it does take time, for sure, Sharon. Just started the channel, not making money yet. Yeah, I mean, it takes time, and I will say that's for sure. I've been on YouTube for 2 years. And it's not like hugely lucrative, right? I mean, it's good. It's a great addition to my income, but it's not like I can live on it yet, right? It's not like that. So those are the kind of things that do take time to build. And partnering with other people, like with that 3 of Pentacles and things like that, are important, right? I do feel like that's important, to partner with other people. So let's get a suggested approach around this area. Very nice. Oh, I couldn't get a better card for you with this. No, I could not get a better card. The 9 of Pentacles to me is such, especially in a woman's reading, it's like happy, self-employed, successful businesswoman, right? And I would say, yeah, you're smart. You're really smart. And I'm the same way, Sharon. I have different sources of income. And it's a good thing when you're self-employed, because if one thing is slow, the other thing will probably work. If the other thing's slow, the other, you know, it gives you more than one avenue. This is like a great card of success, financial freedom, stability, hard work that pays off, you know. And so when being in the suggested approach, I mean, it's really saying you're on the right path. You're on the right track. Don't give up on it. Don't give up on it, because you're definitely in that place of like, I'm stepping into my own, you know, I'm creating a business. I'm working on what I really love to do. Oh my goodness, that's a Virgo energy on that too. So getting organized, yeah, detox and cleansing, letting things go, like you said, clearing a lot of old baggage. That's part of that energy as well. Let's get a clarifier on this. But I love that card. Ooh, lady, lady. There's our Queen of Swords. Oh my goodness. 9 of Pentacles and a Queen of Swords. Don't let anybody's drama drag you down. Let me tell you, it's the truth. Don't let anybody drag you down. Don't let anyone's drama get in your way. Cut out anything or anyone that is not producing good things in your life. If they're bringing you a lot of chaos, negativity, stealing your light, stealing your energy, kick them out to the curb, baby. These are strong women cards. strong women cards. And I would say that, you know, especially being a Pisces, you're very gentle. You're very giving, compassionate, loving, soft. I think the suggested approach is to be a little tougher. It doesn't mean you have to become some nasty bitch or anything like that, but it really does say you don't have to put up with people's BS. You do not have to put up with people who are not treating you right, who are not good for you. You don't have to give them any quarter, because the Queen of Swords does not. She's just like, right? Let's let's get an outcome. Let's get a potential outcome. I really think that's part of it, is just protecting your business. That's what this feels like too. It's like, here's the business, and she's like the bodyguard at the door who's like, you're gonna try to mess with my garden? You're not even getting in, right? It's like standing guard at the door. She's diplomatic, you know, she's Libra energy. Libras always have that diplomacy about them, but they carry a sword in one hand and the scales of justice in the other. So you don't, you know, if the scales don't work, if the diplomacy fails, they're not afraid to take that sword out. That's the Aries side of Libra, because, you know, Libra and Aries, they share a little bit of stuff in common. We have the moon. I mean, like, this is fascinating. Every major arcana power card for the moon came out of this deck. The Chariot, the High Priestess, and the Moon card. Suggested outcome. And you know the Moon card is the Pisces power card too. That's the Pisces major tarot. Yeah. So there you go. I feel like there is a lot of personal power coming through. I feel from this reading, you know, just that question of, will you be able to fund your own home? I feel like it's a yes. Even if it takes time, I do feel like it's a yes, because all these lunar cards that are all about, to me, home and roots and where you want to live are coming out here. And plus, you're a Pisces. They even put the little Pisces symbol in this card, which I really appreciate, because even though it's the moon, it is the Pisces major arcana card. So I feel like, you know, too, with all this lunar energy, it's about listening to the intuition, because as we know, that moon card, it has that connection with it, or that connotation about deception or things being confusing, right? You know, there's that thing about the moon. And it's simply because the moonlight makes things look a little different than they look in the light of day. So it's really reminding you to look at things from all aspects and all facets. If you feel confused, which, hate to say, is kind of something that Pisces do go through at times. They really do go through that misty, cloudy, like, where is it? You know, let me just touch it. I can't quite get it. It's that feeling, because, you know, Pisces is so mystical. But it's really about making sure that you see all aspects. And if you feel confused about something, you might want to get advice or hire somebody who can, you know, help show you the ins and outs, that really does have your best interest at heart. Let's get a clarifier on the moon, please. The Eight of Wands. So I do feel that once you start moving, you're going to be moving. There's that Eight of Wands. There's a little travel. There's that Sagittarius. So this is movement of the home. And I do feel like it'll be a new home. It's not going to be where you used to live. It's not going to be even maybe the same kind of home that you're used to. It'll be something different. It'll be something new. It'll be a lot different than what you usually tap into. So let's get into, I'm going to pull just a few from this energy oracle on top of this. That's really, I mean, these are just huge. Oh my gosh. First card out is all tied up. To me, this card reminds me so much of the Eight of Swords from the tarot. So it's really, this is about releasing stress, embracing belief in yourself. Don't put yourself in a corner. Don't put yourself in this place where you don't believe you can do it. Very important. We have the Deceit card. That one, of course, reminds me a little bit of our Seven of Swords or Five of Swords kind of energy. So I would, again, you know, I do feel like you have to be on guard from people who are, you know, either maybe try to take advantage or aren't the most honest, right? That's what I'd really say with this. That's why I think you've got these very strong feminine archetype cards coming in as the suggested approach. That Nine of Pentacles, that Queen of Swords, it's like being on guard against the wrong people. You got to let the right people in. But look at our third card. Look at that. The happy family, the number 4, which of course is the same as the Cancer sign, which is our home number, 4 corners of the home and the hearth. This also reminds me a little bit of our 10 of Cups. It's that ultimate kind of contentment, happiness, joy. So I feel like it's going to turn out really well. I do. I feel like it's going to come out really well in the end. You've just got a couple of humps to work over, and mostly it's to do with your own sense of self-confidence, worth, and esteem, and it has to do with trusting the right people. But I do think it's going to turn out. It looks real good. It looks really good. Yeah, just stick with what you're doing, you know? You got the 8 of Pentacles on the bottom here. Stick with what you're doing. One day at a time. Yeah, 2 of Pentacles. These are just, don't get too worried about the future right now. Staying in the moment is important, and giving yourself that rest and relaxation, right? Don't stress out too much. Stress is not going to help any of this. You got so much lunar energy on this read, it's not even funny. It's like you've got to really tap into your intuition and your subconscious mind. This was a great read. Yeah, it was really nice. All the cards of home and the lunar intuition came up in this. And Cynthia, are you in line for a reading, honey? I'll write you down. I think you are, though. Pretty sure that's what that was for. Okay, awesome. Yeah. So whenever you're ready, Cynthia, I'm here to take your question. Yeah, thanks for coming by, Sharon. I love reading for you. You have good readings. This one was very nice. This one was pretty cool, I gotta say, with all that coming out. Little background. No problem, Cynthia. Take your time. Just tapping the cards, clearing them out. Take care, baby. Have a good meeting. We'll see you soon. And I'll see you soon. Absolutely. Such a good feeling. I love hitting these forks. Thanks for hanging in there with me, Krista. If you need to go, sweetheart, if you need to go to bed, that's totally fine. I don't know that I'll be on here too long. I mean, it really depends on who signs up or not. Sometimes Tuesdays are sleepy, sometimes they're really busy. It's just, you never know. Sometimes I think that we get a lot of late night questions. That seems to be a thing. That's always when we're up worrying about stuff, thinking about things. It's like it's late at night. We're like, oh, what's going on with such and such? Oh, that's true. You are on an earlier time zone than me. Yeah. Cynthia, I think it's hilarious that you say that. You should go back and watch the collective reading too. a lot of us have been dealing with that kind of thing. People putting out negative intentions, etc., towards us. Yeah, there's a lot of that crap floating around. Yes, you should. It was interesting. Yeah. Yep. There was even that card that came up that said to not worry too much. You know, it's like any enemies that you may have will be revealed with time. Like, don't stress out about it. Yeah. Wow. I mean, it was in there for the collective for sure. So, you know, these things don't lie on the energies. That's all I'm going to say. Like, they really don't. Like, they get it. They get it. But let's pull some so is your kind of question is how to protect yourself best, or try to, deflect any of these energies? Yeah, send it back. That's what I say. Return to sender. That's exactly what I'd say, Murray. Yeah. Because I've been dealing with that too this last week or two. Right. Yeah. Good. Yeah, see, that's a really good thing to do, Cynthia. And a big part of this too is not letting too much of your energy go into worrying about that. It's funny because that was in our collective read, is like, even if someone's doing this, even if someone's putting out negative intentions or energy towards you, we don't want to invest too much into that, right? It's sort of like, send it back. Yeah, do a candle ritual, etc. But just kind of cut it off, and don't continue to put your energy into that, because that's kind of what they want. They want to distract you. They want to take you off the path, because usually there's some sort of underlying insecurity, jealousy, whatever it is from them. And if they're able to drag you down that hole or drag you into something negative or dark, then you're not able to shine your light as bright. And that was their whole intention from the beginning, was to distract you from you being your awesome self. It's part of it. It's really a thing. So let's, there's some really good, like, I love, let me find that deck. Let me get the box. The box has all the info on it. Got so many boxes floating around here, but it's called the Magical Spell Cards. Magical Spell Cards. I'm pretty sure the lady that does these cards is Lucy Cavendish. And they are so good. Like, I'm sure there's like everything in here. Let me see. I'm going to look at, like, they have a safe home spell. They have a healing spell. There's like just good little rituals for pretty much everything in here. I'm sure there's a protection one, right? There's all the, psychic protection. That's what I would say would be a really good one. Yeah, around me now a shield of gold protecting me, strong and bold, right? Sorry about the sneeze. You know I'm always sneezy. Yeah, here's the little book that comes with it. But I love this one, The Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish, because it's like, they're really good, they're really basic. Most of the time you'll have whatever it needs, like in your kitchen, and they're real easy to do. They're great. The other things that I recommend is having around you, like near where you sleep or where you enter the doors in your home, is some selenite and some black tourmaline. Those are always really excellent for protection, physically and energetically. They're good for both. Also, of course, burning sage, putting sea salt in the four corners of your house. Yeah, there's a lot of different basic, just like, energetic rituals and spell work that you can do around that. So I would say that there's, definitely some things that you can do to energetically protect your home, your psychic space, your, just all of that. But I never worry. I'm sure there's people that have, put things like that towards me, or black magic, or whatever you would want to call it. I'm sure I've made my enemies. You don't go through life not making any enemies with being a fire dragon. Trust me, I've burned some people's freaking heads. They mad at me. I don't have any doubts. There are people going, hate that dragon. That dragon made me mad. I know I have. You know, I don't even. So you gotta just. You gotta just protect your energy. I also love to use holy water. I do keep some in a spray bottle. So yeah, Cynthia, exactly. If you're a strong personality, at some point you've pissed somebody off, and you know, there's nothing we can do about that. If they're full of crap and they're playing with us, they're gonna get the smack. They're just gonna get the smack. And they're not going to like it. And if they are somebody who's, you know, spooky or witchy or whatever, they might decide to try to put a ritual on you. You don't have to accept it. That's all I can say. You do not have to accept it. They can try, but you know, I've said that before with people that are like, oh, I'm going to get you, I'm going to put something on you. It's like, you can try, but my guardians and my ancestors are pretty strong. So energetically, you know, I feel pretty confident, and it's like it might mess with you and you might feel a disturbance in the force for sure because you are energetically sensitive. That's normal. But I just don't believe that it's going to get you like that. I just don't. I don't put a lot of, what is that, stock into that really being able to damage you unless you really give into it and let it, right? It's you know, it's a joint thing. And if you're aware that someone's putting out negative intentions, it's pretty easy to shut it down, whether you know the person or not, right? Curses only have power if you believe in them. That's so true, Krista. But I mean, that's true. That's very true. Yeah. Yeah. Santa Muerte is also a very powerful saint to call on if you need, you know, protection. And she's also very assertive. She will dish it right back to whoever. I totally, yeah. Santa Muerte is one of my. She's pretty incredible. She will dish it right back to that person. Because, you know, the way it works, I mean, that's why, you know, anybody who's, you know, ethical and truly understands the principles or dynamics of things like Wiccan practice or just general ritual, spell work, energy work. That's why we don't do negative spells to people, guys. That's why we don't do it. That's why we do not do rituals and things that mess with people's free will. That's not our job, right? That's not what we do, because that stuff will come back to you. It's karmic cyclical energy. That's why I don't put out hexes. That's why I don't do that. But if somebody puts something towards me, I'm like, reject. Yeah. It's never worth it. Never worth it. Yeah. Yeah. It's just never worth it. It's like, that's not mine. You can keep that. It's okay. Yeah. So I will do a reading for you about your situation. I think you're all right. I really do. I think you're doing all right. But it's always good to have a little help. It's always good to have a little bit of spiritual support from your community here. But I feel like you'll be fine. I feel like these energetic little bats and vampires, it's just, anyway, let's get into some cards for you. Dear angels, dear ancestors and guardians, please let's see what we have for our Cynthia here around guarding and protecting her psychic energy and her whole energetic flow, and just keeping her safe, secure, and unencumbered. We don't need the unnecessary drama, please. Just let's see some messages about what she can do to help protect herself and stay in a good high vibration. Yes. Ooh, I like these both. Nice. First card that came up is freedom. So it's definitely set yourself free from this. It doesn't belong to you. You don't need to accept it, and you don't need to let it weigh you down. And on the bottom, we had the happiness card. So freedom and happiness. It's like these are the two things you really want to embody. Yeah, don't let it trap you up. Don't let it worry you. Don't let it weigh you down. It's time to enjoy. It's time to embrace that bliss, happiness, you know, carefree feeling. It's very good cards. Those are they feel very light. So to me, it's like, you know, if that's something that had been kind of bugging you or something been kind of weighing down, I feel like you're cutting yourself free from it. I feel like there's just a lot of movement here. This is so good. You know, my feeling is you're already really moving beyond it. You know, the past energy, it's like the Knight of Wands. I feel like you started moving beyond it as soon as you figured out it was happening. Sagittarius energy, you know, this is like, move it on, move it on. Yeah, trusting your instincts. You know, I think you're right about it. I think you're right about it, but I think you also just said, you know, that's not mine. Reject. I'm going to keep this train moving. Two of Cups, yes. And I feel like, you know, this could be around like some kind of partnership, some kind of either love connection, working relationship, something like that. But I feel like it's also kind of driving you to demand better from all of your relationships and connections, and to really, you know, maybe even leave behind one connection for another or something. There's some kind of change around this, some kind of, you know, movement. There's some kind of movement around either a love or business connection here. Two of Cups also to me is about healing. It's about healing your heart and healing a love situation or relationship dynamic. I think you said something to do about a partnership. And I'm not sure. I think I missed the message because were moving a little fast at the time. But you said something about a partnership or some kind of dynamic between you and maybe someone else. But there's definitely, I mean, you've definitely moved some things around when it comes to that. Now, right in the center, right in the present, we have the Nine of Pentacles, interference with a relationship. One of his friends may be jealous. Yeah, there could be. There could be a little bit of that there. And so I feel like, yeah, I feel like you've moved forward from something because of that. There's some kind of dynamic, right? Right in the center, that Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, she doesn't like other women in general. There you go. There you go. And that, you can't take that too personal. That's just her issue. It always is. It's their issue. It's not yours. You didn't start that. So I feel like in the center, you're really, you know, like right now, I feel like you're very focused on grounding and centering yourself. This is a wonderful card. Always love to see this card, especially for a woman's reading, because it is such an empowered feminine figure. Very good worker, someone who's grounded, balanced, centered. You know, really knows how to take care of herself. Like, I feel the feeling with that card is that you don't need anyone else to make you happy or to give you your security or stability. You are so capable and powerful in giving that to yourself that other people need to bring something good to the table for you to want them in your life. Like, they're not the one that's giving you that sense of value or self-esteem. Like, you have that on your own. Like, you know you're awesome. You have good foresight. You're good at work. You work hard. Yeah, I mean, you can give yourself all the good things in life. Yes, you are that high priestess. So I feel like too, the advice and maybe the feeling that you have right now too, Cynthia, is that you're not telling everybody what you think. Like, you're kind of keeping your thoughts to yourself. You're kind of keeping your intuitions to yourself. You're sharing them with me, of course, but I think with the people, you know, in your day-to-day life, you're not sharing that with them. You might have these intuitions and these senses and these, you know, these understandings, but you're sort of like, I'm going to file that away. If I decide to tell you about it later, I'll tell you, but right now I'm just observing, noticing things, filling it out for myself. The High Priestess, you know, she doesn't reveal a whole lot. She's very secretive. She's very mysterious, right? But she's very intuitive. So I feel like you're really in that place where you're grounded, you're centered, you're working hard, you're doing your thing, but you're being real careful about who you reveal those epiphanies to. Yeah, those revelations that you might be having spiritually, you're just like, I can see what they're doing, but I'm not gonna say anything about this just yet. In the future, we have the Chariot. So again, very strong lunar energy, Cancer rulership on this card. I do feel like you're moving things forward in a subconscious direction, right? Again, this is rewards that come from hard work and effort. You know, I feel like you're not willing to sit around and get drugged down into negativity. That's how I feel about this. Like, you've got ambitions, you've got places to go, you've got things to do. You know, you may be even thinking about moving or considering a move at some point in the future. Let me see what clarifies this for you. Yeah, I mean, you you are definitely going to do what's best for you. Absolutely. Between the Chariot and the Hermit, this is like following around. This is following your own truth. Following your own truth and what's right for you. Hermit energy is Virgo season, and so that is September time too. That's interesting, because this to me is like that home and movement. And this is that Virgo energy, Cancer and Virgo together. They are very harmonious as well. So I feel like you're going to do what's right for you no matter what. You know, you're going to follow your own truth, your own star. And the funny thing is with that Hermit, you may feel a little bit like a pioneer. You may feel like you're kind of out there doing things that no one else is doing, forging the path that no one else has forged before. And you're teaching by example. You may not even be aware that people are watching your example and they're kind of going, wow, look at her go. Like, she's got some stuff going on. She's doing some things, right? And it's really about you. It's not about anyone else. Like, if they want to come along for your party, if they want to go with you, then that's great. But they can't come and just do the bare minimum, because you're doing like the maximum here. Such a great read. Let's get some suggested advice on this. Three of Wands. Yeah, so this to me is like, this is a very relaxed card. It's not about chasing anything down. It's not about having to be super, super proactive. It's like, you don't need to really chase anything down. Let your ships come to you. You've put a lot of work and a lot of effort in. You know, you're doing a lot of planning for the long term. So it's kind of that, you know, just be patient. Just be patient as you work things out. But I really feel like what's meant to be yours will come to you, right? And the negativity and the difficult people and stuff like that, that'll just get filtered out. It really will. Page of Wands, because, you know, you're going towards some happy new beginnings. That's what I feel. Page of Wands is happy, it's upbeat, it's joyful, playful. I get that feeling too, like with the dolphins and the happiness card. It's that happy, fun, carefree, going with the flow. It's like, I know it sounds so cheesy and cliched, but you know that saying, I'm too blessed to be stressed? That's the feeling I get on this. It's like, I've got too much good stuff going on to get stressed out and drugged down with this. Like, I want fun. I want happiness. I want, good new opportunities opening up in front of me. Yeah. Oh, let's get an outcome on this. These feel so good. Yep, the Fool card. Taking a leap of faith. Yeah, just letting the worries go, letting the negative vibes go, and just jumping with the flow, right? That to me, it's like it's just trusting yourself. Again, it's new beginnings, putting aside fears or concerns. Does feel like a lot of new beginnings on the horizon, though. It really does. It feels like new, fresh, happier energy. Just bouncy, you know? It's like it's a bouncy, happy, bubbly energy. Look at that! Heck yeah! Oh my gosh! 10 of Pentacles on top of the Fool card, guys. That is so beautiful. So to me it is. It's like taking a leap of faith towards those dreams, towards those manifest goals, towards creating what you really want to see. That's the happy home, family connections, good ties with trustworthy people, money in the bank, work that you love, all of that. Yeah, look at what's on the bottom here is the Five of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is our little Scorpio queen. As we know, that's our Scorpio queen. And she is very emotionally discerning, right? She is very emotionally discerning, and she is careful about who she lets into her world. She has strong emotional boundaries. And the Five of Swords are people that are not of the highest integrity. Let's put it that way. It says to avoid people who lack integrity or have questionable motives, right? So I think you already know that part, and I think you are very careful about that, but it's just letting you know. It's okay to have your guard up a little bit. It's totally okay to be like, you know, and that's Scorpio anyway. They're very careful about what they say to who. They're very observant. You know, they don't just let anyone in. Wow. Let's get some energy oracle on this. I'm going to pull 3 from this deck for you. Wow. You know, Scorpios often do incite a lot of jealousy, right? They do. They do. They can be jealous of others, but a lot of Scorpios have people jealous of them. Power struggles, especially in the workplace, are really, really common for Scorpio. And it's because you have such magnetic power. People know that you have that, and they can be very intimidated of it. So they feel like in order, you know, how people are, how they can be, it's like if they are scared of you or intimidated of you, they'll seek to destroy you. But Scorpios are kind of indestructible, so they can't really like play with you too much. Like you just can't. It's like, you're coming for me? Really? That's cute. That's funny. You're coming after me? Okay. Nice little try. Yeah. Doesn't work. So your first card is the Man Holding a Heart. So I do feel like there's someone that, you know, may really be very in love with you, very much has, you know, a strong heart for you, or is either already made an emotional offer or will, right? That's how that feels to me. It's a little bit King of Cups, right? It's a little bit of that energy. Knight of Cups, King of Cups, it's, you know, a more emotionally centered and intuitive masculine figure. The 5th chakra is coming up into this. Our Archangel Gabriel is at the center. Gabriel is an angel of messages, communication, you know, writing, any kind of, you know, anything that, you know, expresses our thoughts or our mind to each other is Archangel Gabriel's realm. And that's why we've got that 5th chakra, which is the throat chakra, right? So I think that communication is very important, but it's also really guarding your communication, right? And making sure that, you know, the right words get to the right people, and vice versa. You know, the wrong words don't get to the wrong people, right? And you do have the Victory card in here. Reminds me very much of our 6 of Wands. You know, it's that victory, success, recognized achievement. I feel like everything's going to be fine here. I really do. But I feel like you are very much all about, yeah, yeah, there you go. There it is. All about the creative outlet, the creative communication outlet. It's very nice. I think everything's going to be all right. I really do. And I don't get the sense that, you know, considering what the reading was for and about, I don't get the sense that you're in any kind of like, you know, real peril here. I don't get the sense that you're in a lot of danger or trouble, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. But I do feel that you're being very careful about who you share your energy with, very much, and that's a smart idea for any of us. It is. But I've always noticed that with Scorpios, you know, you many times can be the object of other people's jealousy or power struggles in the workplace. That's a real common thing y'all deal with. And yeah, exactly. And Cynthia, when you have that, you know, like so many of us have that, you know, we have those powerful guardians and guides. You know, not a lot can punch through that because they are on watch for you. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Cynthia. Thank you for coming by. Always happy to read for you, sweetheart. Now, if there's anyone else out there that wants to get a read, I do have openings. I'll hang out for a few minutes to see if anybody pops in and wants one. If not, I will take off. We'll just kind of play it by ear. I just wanted to get on here, mostly just wanted to do that collective reading. That thing was spot on, turns out. It really was. Sure, Tasha. Let me know if you make the donation through PayPal. That's the only way I won't know if somebody does it, because I gotta go check on my emails if that comes through that way. It's no problem, Colin. You can just go back to the beginning. It will be on there. It was a good one. It's a good collective. Yeah, that may be it for tonight. Oh no, there's Tasha. Thank you so much, Tasha. Thank you. Appreciate that. And just let me know your question, Tasha. I will write you down on the list. I always like to write down my list for everyone. And Marie. Okay, Marie will be number 4. Sometimes these are good nights because you know, they're a little sleepier than our weekend. So it's like if you've been trying to get a read on a busier weekend night, it's a little easier to get in during these weekday evenings. That's kind of part of why I jumped in here too. I was like, you know what, people that are not able to, you know, get in the list or on the line for things during the weekends might have an easier time on a Tuesday night, which is usually a little slower and sleepier. All right, Tasha, whenever you are ready, please go ahead and throw me your question. Talking about bosses last time. Work again? That's okay. Hey, you know, it's the way it works. It's okay. Oh, thanks, Krista. And like I said, if you need to take off, I'll just wrap it up. Like, I'll just wrap it up because yeah, I can't go for too much time. You know, it's like I have to be gentle to myself too, right? You know, because I like to work, but you know, but you know, as goats, sometimes we work too much. We have to be careful of not working too hard. No, it's all right. So I had a bully manager. Will she take me back? Ooh, if she's a bully, why would you want her to take you back? That's my question. That's my reaction to that. Clarify, please, Tasha. I don't want you going back to somebody who's mean to you. We don't do that in work or in love. We don't go back to people who are mean to us. There's good things I can do in there. I'll pull some cards for this, but I never get a great feeling if you've got a crappy boss. That's just my initial feeling on that. That is just, you know, but again, they're there, right? Exactly. And if they have that negative energy, it's like, how much do you want to deal with that, right? How much do you want to deal with that being in your space? I mean, there's, you know, I've been self-employed a very long time, but I've definitely had some crappy bosses that I would be like, there's no way I'd want to share like the same room with them again, right? All right, well, let's pull some cards here, Tasha. Let's see what comes in. Hey, Ms. Mindful, good to see you. Oh, good, you got the CDs. Awesome. Yeah. Hope you enjoy those, and we'll be working to get those up once we have the website together. But that's going to be part of it for sure. Is making an online space for my music sales again. All right, so dear Tasha, angels, archangels, guardians, guides, and friends, please show us what you've got around her question around this potential workspace. And this old negative boss that she had to deal with in the past. What information can you share with us about this, please? That's crazy. I'm just going to put this out here. The first card that came up was happiness. Okay, I just did a read for Cynthia. And she had a question about some work environments and negative people. Different question, but I'm just saying, she had the same two cards, but they came up on the opposite ends. She had the freedom card on the top and the happiness card on the bottom. You've got the happiness card on the top and the freedom card on the bottom. And I shuffled these a lot, and I cleared them. So Tasha, you're getting the same cards on this in a different order. And I feel like when it comes to dealing with negative people, Spirit is being very assertive tonight about this. Set yourself free from those people and seek your happiness first. And when you seek your happiness first, you will naturally be set free. Yeah, Krista's my witness here. Can I get a witness? Krista's my witness. Right? And it's Scorpio energy. So I feel like y'all Scorpios, you gotta follow your bliss. You've gotta follow your happiness, because Scorpio people, when they're like a high-powered rocket, and they can go to the heights or to the depths with equal speed. And so I feel like you really want to point your energy, point your little rocket towards the happiness, towards the higher vibrations, because you gotta set yourself free from negative people, negative circumstances, I just don't feel like it's a good idea to go back somewhere where you've had a really negative time. Even if you feel, it's sort of like the old Lord of the Rings story where it's like, you know, everybody thinks that they'll be able to use the Ring of Power for a good purpose because they're of, you know, noble intention. But the ring itself is corrupt. So nobody, no matter what their intention, if they get a hold of it, it's going to corrupt them in some way, right? No matter how good their intention or how unimpeachable their character was. And I kind of feel that way about this. You know, it's like you may feel like I can get in there, make a difference, but can you really if the whole system is broken? Like you'd have to recreate the whole system. And do you really want to have to try to do that? Let's get some tarot on it, though. I'm curious to see what comes through. But I think it's very fascinating that both you and Cynthia, both Scorpios, got that same happiness and freedom card out of that same deck. Ah, it's just a little strange. It's like in... yeah. Yeah, the past in this situation is really clear. I mean, this past situation was not good. Seven of Swords. People weren't very honest with you. Their intentions were not clear. You know, they might have really taken advantage of you a lot in the workspace. Not have paid you what you were due sometimes even. A lot of that. I feel like what's that term? I feel like it's like office politics, you know. Could have been a lot of gossip too, rumor mill. I feel like you worked very hard within it. I feel like you really did your best. There's that Nine of Pentacles, and there's that feeling, right? You feel like I can do good things from within it, right? Even though the system and the people might be kind of crappy, like you feel like you're a good worker. And of course, right? You are. But it's really like, do you want to be that little gold nugget that's swimming in a sea of crap? I mean, it's like, do you really want to be that? That's what I feel. Right in the center, Eight of Swords. So I almost feel like with you on this, Tasha, I feel like there's this thing like, I know this is going to sound harsh, but I don't mean it to be, but there's almost, I feel like you don't think you're worth more than this. Like you don't believe that you're worth better than working for this kind of person or around this kind of person. And you've got to set yourself free from that limiting thoughts or beliefs. It's the same kind of dynamic we get into when we're in a bad relationship or friendship and we stay in it even though we know it's bad for us because we don't think that we can get something better, because it's really a question of our self-worth and confidence that makes us feel like we can't have more than that, if that makes sense. There's our Queen of Pentacles, and this is interesting too because she's very similar to the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like both of these cards, looking, and it's in progression too. It's in progression too. Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, because these are those real strong, like, and this is you, like just being a good worker, having a lot of strength and determination and good, you know, really good work ethic. Like really good power within yourself. Like you are a great person to have in a workspace. You really are. Like you are excellent. But you have to believe that you are. And I think that that's part of it, you know. If you still want to go out there and try to, you know, see if they'll work with you or see if you want to work with them, which is really more the way I would frame it. That is up to you. But my feeling about this is that I really want you to step into a place of valuing yourself a little stronger. That's really what this feels. right? Why do people not like us? It's their shit. I mean, it's, you know, it's, we can't worry about that, right? We cannot worry about that. That's within them. It's not within you, because you're absolutely a valuable person. You're a total asset to anyone. That's coming through really clear here with this Nine of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. But like I said, if you're in a corrupt situation or system, you know, they may not want to see that. Or there may be some jealousy or something like that, or nepotism involved. A lot of times there are in workspaces. Your outcome card, though, is the Ten of Pentacles. I do feel like you will do the right thing for you, and I do feel like financial security is, it's inevitable. I think that you're going to be fine either way. I really do. Let me get a clarifier on this card. Yeah, justice and balance being restored. And that's, I just want you to really come from a place of abundance rather than a place of lack. I don't want you to go back to a place that they're not going to treat you right out of like this feeling like, well, this is all I can get. Right. Always be yourself. Exactly, Krista. Exactly. It's be yourself. The ones that like you, you know, will see your worth and will want to have you in their life or in their workspace. The ones that don't, let them go. I always say it's important to really truly be yourself, because you know, you want people to like you for the real you. The people that don't like you for the real you aren't worth having in your life anyway. It's the true way it is. I do just, I feel like, you know, there could be some wrongs that get righted. Now, here's the difference. Now, Tasha, if you go in there, here's my addendum. If you go in there and you talk to this person, or you know, talk to them and you communicate and say, here's what I'd like. I really enjoyed the work here. Do you have a place for me, etc. Now, if they are very kind, if they're very apologetic maybe about the way things went in the past, and they really want to work it out with you, that's a totally different dynamic. But if they treat you like, oh, you're coming begging to me, I wouldn't even mess with it. I'd continue your search somewhere else. That's my feeling. Because with the Justice card, there is the potential of wrongs being righted, right? If there was miscommunication, or they see the error of their ways and they want to make it better and they want to apologize and move forward, that's cool. But if they don't see that they messed up or they didn't treat you right, that's not, yeah, that's it. That's the way I feel on this. Let's get a suggested approach. Let's get a suggested approach on this. But I just feel like for me, it's just with the Seven of Swords clarified by Nine of Pentacles and an Eight of Swords clarified by Queen of Pentacles, I just feel so strongly that you need to value yourself and not feel like you have to go begging to anyone. That I do not want you to feel like at all. Yeah, standing up for yourself. I'm saying, that's a big deal. Because trust me, the little Capricorn queen, she's not begging to anybody. They beg to her to come there, not the other way around. She's sitting on her little goat throne. She's like, I know I'm good. I got a bunny. I can make more money. I can create abundance. She's a little minor arcana empress, right? She knows how to create stuff. Suggested approach, definitely see all sides of the situation and feel it out. Feel it out, Tasha. You are a Scorpio. You are a water sign. You've got to listen to your intuitive center about it. If it feels wrong, listen to that, right? It probably is wrong if it feels wrong. No doubt. Yeah, and don't get too focused just on this. Absolutely keep your horizons open. Keep your horizons open, because the Four Cups, it gets focused on, you know, just one thing or something going a certain way. And it gets so focused on that stuff that it can't see the blessings and the other opportunities coming in from Spirit. So don't get confused. Don't get too bound up in this. Don't do the Scorpio thing where you get all laser-like on one thing and you don't see anything else, because you're so laser focused on that one thing, right? Those are the things I'm going to tell you. Outcome card is the Seven of Wands. Glad to see that, because this is a card of standing up for yourself, knowing that you have the higher ground, knowing that you don't have to step down to somebody else's level. It really is like, you know, choose your battles wisely. Not everything is worth engaging in or giving them your energy or your time, but it really is a card that says have confidence and stand up for what you believe. Challenge those in power, but also choose your battles wisely. Yeah, and King of Wands, absolutely. Self-empowerment. There's our Aries energy. It's like, no, you know what you want, go get it. Don't capitulate to anyone else, you know. This wants to be in first place, right? King of Wands wants to be first in line to the throne. On the bottom, we have the Strength and the Ten of Cups, both very powerful cards. The Strength card to me is a card of balance. It's a card of courage, bravery, fortitude. It's a Leo energy, so it definitely has that belief in itself, right? Ten of Cups is the whole enchilada. That's the happiness. That's the, you know, peace, contentment, emotional grounding. You had the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles in this read. I really do feel like things are going to turn out just fine, but I do feel like you're struggling a little bit with self-confidence and self-worth. Even if you're not completely aware of that, I think that's very much what's coming up to the surface as you're on this job search. I really do. I'm going to pull some cards from the, I've been doing this with the Energy Oracle tonight. I'm going to pull 3 on this for you. Anything we do in life is going to bring up the issues that we need to address, you know, and whether it's a job search, a relationship, you know, experience or job experience, whatever it is we're going through, it's bringing up things from the depths of our souls that need to be worked out, you know. There we go. Oh my goodness. See this? The number 1 card, the Thinking Woman. This reminds me of, yeah, a little bit of that Queen of Pentacles or a Queen of Swords, right? Because this is the woman that contemplates things. She makes good decisions. She doesn't jump in too quickly. You just don't want it to turn into overthinking or beating yourself up. That's the only thing you can say about this. I love this card for this reading, Adjacent Possibilities. Ah, see, don't just focus on just one door, Tasha. There's going to be a lot of possibilities opening up around you. So don't focus on only one. There's more than one way. There's more than one door. And I do feel like there is a little bit of indecision. You might have a couple of things open up at once. And you might say, well, goodness, now I've got to really think about which one I want to take, which path I want to go in. This feels a little bit Two of Swords, right? It's that feeling of like, well, got to make a decision. Door 1 or door 2, path 1 or path 2. But I do feel like there are more opportunities than just this one. So again, come at it from a place of prosperity, self-worth, value. Not a place where you feel like you got to beg for anything. That's my feeling on this reading. For my 2 Scorpios tonight, we had the freedom and the happiness. I'm saying, set yourself free and go get your happiness. It's important. So important. All right, we got Marie next, and she may be the last one of the night. I may just say we're closed after that, unless somebody really has a burning desire, a burning question. All right, Marie, whenever you're ready, go ahead and let me know what your question is. It's a process, Tasha. It is absolutely a process, you know? And sometimes it's like that, you know? And you might be, you know, doing a lot of little reads or a lot of little things to kind of check in right now. You probably won't need that forever, right? You know, because it's, you know, right now is just a time when a lot is coming up. I can absolutely identify. There's times like that for me when I need a lot of extra reads or extra counseling, and it's just because there's something big that you've got to navigate. Yeah. Hey, Pearl. Welcome. Will there be in-person computer classes this year? Okay. Well, there's a lot of online computer classes, I'm sure, right? I mean, that's a thing that's going on. But as far as in person, that's an interesting one. I honestly, and a lot of people have felt this, a lot of astrologers, readers, energy workers have been feeling like 2022 has really, like, I mean, things are starting to open up, um, slowly but surely, right? Um, but a lot of people are feeling that it's more like 2022 when things really start to get a lot better or really start to turn a major corner. So, kind of depends on where you are, you know, depends on where you are. Some places are more conservative than others about, you know, opening things up. Um, but let's see what we've got for you. Dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians, and ancestors, show us what you've got for our Marie here. What's going on in regards to her taking in-person online courses? Let's see what we have for her. Feels pretty good just from these two cards. We do have the success card, so that may be answering you in the affirmative, that this may be a success. And on the bottom we had going forward. So I feel like there may well be something that starts to open up that takes you on a pathway to success and forward movement coming out of stagnation. So definitely keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes and your ears open, because there may be some successes opening up. There may be some things that would really help you to get going forward in a new direction. Notice how the cards totally changed. No more dolphins and birds, right? Look at that. Look how much that changed. Yeah, you want in-person teaching. Interesting, Marie. You might also, you might even put out some feelers like on Craigslist or something, right? You know, because sometimes that's, you know, a potential. That's a potential, right? Sometimes there are people that are looking to do just, you know, make a little money on the side and do some tutoring, you know. But of course, as always, you know, just to protect your safety and your security, you know, I would always recommend, you know, meeting in a public place, like in a coffee house or somewhere that you can, you know, connect, rather than like going to their place or to your home. Anytime you connect with anyone you don't know online, that's always the best rule of thumb. So let's get some past, present, future cards around this. This High Priestess has been coming out for a lot of people's readings tonight. I feel like intuition is really important. Let's see, what did she say? She said something, at least they're crash proof now. Right? I can open up for you, Pearl, if you want to ask one. Krista will tell you the details of how to do that. So past position here, we're coming from this Four of Swords. So I feel like, you may feel like you've been in a lot of stagnation, because that could be, the more negative side of the Four of Swords. That you've been having to rest, you've had to put things on hold, you've had to really kind of take that literal, physical, and emotional time out. You may have had to do quite a lot of that, recently. And you might feel like you've been sleeping on your dreams a little bit, like you've had to take a little bit of a back step or rest on those personal goals that really feel like that's what would make you happy, or that's what would take you to the next step. So you've had to really wait on that. You've had to take some breaks from pursuing that as strongly as you would like. In the center right now, we do have the Seven of Pentacles. So I do feel like you're in a place of patience, a place that it's like divine timing is at work. I know no one likes to hear that, but it is a place of divine timing at work. So I wouldn't stress yourself out too much, but it's good. It's a good idea to start taking the steps that you're guided to take towards whatever it is that your goal is. If you're looking for a good course for an, in-person classes and things like that, it's a good time to start putting out the feelers. This is seeds well planted, efforts, investments that are rewarded in the future, the need for patience, right? Cultivating the garden. I do feel like in a lot of ways you've been in a restive state, and it's still saying you kind of are. Like you somewhat still are a little bit in a restive state, but you're just starting to come out of that. And there we have it, Six of Pentacles. It's about balance, equal give and take, reciprocity. I feel like for you, it's finding someone that you feel comfortable with, finding teachers and people that you feel like there's a good equal reciprocal flow of give and take. It's nice. It's balanced. This feels good. I mean, it's like it's slow to move, but it is moving. That's how I feel. That's the energy that you're in right now. And going into the future, we do have the High Priestess, and she is coming into these readings tonight quite a lot, because I feel it's important for my folks in here to be using their intuition, right? High Priestess, again, is not a super active card. It's reflective. It's intuitive. It doesn't make a move until it really feels that the timing is right. So I would say definitely listen to yourself, listen to your intuition, and take those steps slowly but surely. But you got to be patient with this. To me, with the going forward card, it feels like the beginning of the journey, right? Feels like the beginning of that journey. So let's get a clarifier on this High Priestess, please. And towards justice, balance, fairness. I feel like there's a real emphasis on that for you. Somehow there's something about balance, fairness, equilibrium being restored, Libra energy. Yeah, you might have to do a little bit of waiting, but I think it's not completely passive, right? Because these are active. They're just not super fast, right? They're just not super fast. There's a little bit of timing at play, and there's a little bit of tuning in and finding the right kind of teachers, the right kind of people to work with. Not everyone's going to be just the right fit for you. That's the feeling I get with Six of Pentacles. So let's get a suggested approach. Suggested approach, please, for Marie. Again, it's, to me, this is really tuning into the divine, and that's a powerful card, the Ace of Cups. It's big spiritual messages, big spiritual gifts, sometimes emotional gifts, right? I feel like that's actually more important than anything right now. Yeah, it's awakening of intuitive abilities and spiritual insights. To me, I just, as well, it's sort of like going with the flow. Going with the flow. Knight of Wands, and this is that movement forward, right? This, again, it's making those moves from an intuitive place. you know, taking action from an intuitive place. I don't have service because I don't know how. What kind of service do you mean? What kind of service do you not have? Let's get an outcome card here. Internet, okay. Well, I know, like, with my mom, you know, she's no internet guru. I'm decent, but I'm not amazing. I mean, I know enough to how to get online and do live streams. I can definitely do that. But if you need someone to, like, set up Wi-Fi or set up that kind of connection, they can do that for you. There's plenty of services. Be happy to take your money and come out there and set it up. But I'm not sure if you're saying you just need some basic computer skill teaching. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of companies that will come and set up, you know, internet connection for you. But I'm wondering if you're kind of saying you need just some basic, like, you know, computer skill classes, which is always a good idea because, you know, things on the darn internet and with computers are always changing. It's never a bad idea to brush up your skills. But I wouldn't worry too much. I wouldn't worry too much about it. We do have the Fool card, so this is like take the leap of faith. You might think over this. Yeah, you might you might dwell on it for a little while, but this is really saying to put your fears aside and go with your intuition. Go with the intuitive flow, right? If something feels like a good idea, then I would do it. Yeah. The other thing that I would say, you know, this is what I've done in the past whenever I've needed help either with computer setup or maintenance. I have no problem calling, you know, like a tech person. Yeah, or a geek, you know, like the geek companies. I've done that in the past. Sometimes it's really worth it just to pay them $100 to come out and do it all because they'll do it so quick and they'll explain it all to you, and so much easier than trying to poke around and figure it all out by yourself. So that's another thing that I wouldn't hesitate to do, you know. And they may be able to point you, and those kind of people are usually, you know, they're accredited. You can, you know, you can find people like that will, yeah, just come to you and help you out with whatever your issue is, whether it's just setting up a new computer, troubleshooting one. They also can help you find people that do those kind of courses, I bet. So I would just give it a shot. I would just give it a shot. Yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid with the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I do feel like there's sort of that like fear of just jumping in and doing it. But don't be afraid, hon. It's yeah, kids in school know how. Yeah, I know, but they grew up with it. I'm that weird Gen Xer that didn't, right? Half of my life, no internet. Second half of my life, internet! So it's real weird, you know, it's real weird. You know, people that are, you know, half my age, they already know how to deal with this stuff because, like, they don't know a world without it at all. Yeah, just wait on C19 to go away. Yeah. I would just give it some time for sure. But honestly, I mean, yeah, exactly, Krista. Oh, man. Like, I have to basically tell my mom, like, if she starts asking me a bunch of stuff with her computer, I'm like, Mom, don't drag me in too deep to this because I am not, you know, I can tell you how to do a few things, but I'm not, you know, I don't know your particular gadget. I don't know all of its ins and outs. In order to get someone that really knows how to do this, you need to call a professional. That's what I do if I'm really stuck with something. Interesting that those came up. Yeah, healer of the ages. Aw, because you are waiting for the healing energies. And we have the door to value and attachment. So I do feel like you're going to get through this. I do. I feel like it's just really, it does take a little time. But I would not be afraid to reach out to, you know, like a tech squad, geek squad, you know, one of those computer companies that has people that can either guide you through things over the phone or through video chat. You know, if you have a smartphone, you can do like a video chat conference, because there's plenty of people out there that know how to do this stuff. Yeah. I think I might even have an 800 number that I could pass along to you, Marie, if that would be of any help. I could text it or email it to you. Just, you know, something to get the ball rolling so that you don't have to feel like you're waiting forever. Because that, having an internet connection is kind of like, I mean, not everybody has to have it in the world, but, right? Yeah. You just need to get someone to come out and connect your internet for you then. Yeah. There's plenty of people. I mean, we use AT&T. I'm trying to think of all the different ones. There's plenty of them. There's a lot. I think we're still with AT&T. I'm not actually 100% sure, but there's plenty of them that will come out and hook up service for you. Yeah, because having an internet connection is almost, for the modern world anyway, it's kind of imperative, you know. Especially if you do, yeah, dig and lay wire, etc. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. That's what they do. I don't know if they have to dig so much anymore. You know, they just have to connect it. They just got to connect the cables. Yeah. All right, everyone. So I think we're just gonna wrap it up now. But thanks so much for everybody coming by. Appreciate that. We had a good time. Yeah, yeah. And Marie, there's definitely resources. I think once you get the ball rolling, it's gonna be fine, but and I wouldn't be too fearful. I mean, I don't know if everybody has different feelings on all this COVID stuff. I don't even like to bring it up because it can many times like set off these freaking like big internet battles. But, you know, I don't know if you've had the vaccination yet or not. If you feel, you know, comfortable wearing a mask and having, you know, whoever might come to help you out with your computer to wear a mask, right? You know, and just take the precautions, do the hand washing, things like that. You know, I feel like if you've done all those things, it's like you're as well protected as you can be. Yeah, so, you know, I know it can't protect against all variations and all that kind of thing, but, you know, it's, if you feel, you know, it's really up to your comfort level with people, you know. Yeah, I don't blame you because there's still variations, just like with the flu. There's always variations and mutations of things that you can still catch. Of course, you know, I started wearing masks on airplanes and in like crowded concerts about 3 or 4 years ago before COVID was even thought, you know, was a thing. And I started doing it just because I'm real prone to catching colds. Like, I just catch colds like nothing. And I got really tired of it because I don't enjoy it. I don't think anybody enjoys a cold. So I bought a box of filtered carbon masks, and so I just started, you know, wearing those in crowded places. And I was literally the only one because this was well before COVID and nobody else was wearing masks on planes. And I would get the funniest looks and people ask me, why are you wearing that? And I'm like, because I don't want to get sick. And it really helped. It really helped a lot. I have to tell you, there was like a year or two before COVID even happened, when I was flying a lot, and it was during the freaking winter, when usually I would pick up all kinds of crap and crud from flying on planes, and I didn't get sick even once. So it helped. People say masks don't help. Maybe they don't help everyone, but they helped me. That's all I can say for my personal experiences. They really helped me. Because I am the queen of catching freaking colds. Seriously. Like, ugh. Anybody that says, oh, catching colds and flus strengthens your immune system. If you catch colds and flus, you won't catch them anymore. BS. I could catch it, like, you know, and get over it, and then 2 weeks later get another cold. It's just like, you know what? No. No. I will continue to wear masks on airplanes and at crowded concerts for the rest of my life because it makes a huge difference for me personally. And I don't care if I get funny looks. I don't. I really don't. I'm an Aquarius rising. You can give me funny looks all day long. And I'm like, yeah! Take a picture. It lasts longer. I don't give a darn if they want to look at me funny. I'm like, I find that as a point of pride. Look at that weirdo over there. Yeah! Hi! Hey, Ms. Mayhem. Good to see you. Exactly, Krista. I just do what's right for me. And for me, wearing masks, washing my hands more kept me from getting sick on air travel. And it really made things a lot nicer. A lot nicer. Because air on airplanes has always been gross. It's always been gross. Straight up truth. If you sit down next to somebody on an airplane and they're sitting there sniffling and sneezing, you're glad you have that mask on. You're like, thank goodness. Exactly, Tasha. Yeah, exactly. To me, it's just, I don't see wearing masks as any sort of infringement. To me, it's just kind of common hygienic courtesy. People in other crowded countries have been wearing masks in public for decades and they don't think a thing of it. It's like, this is just what you do when you go in public. If you're sick, you don't want to spread it to people. If you're healthy, you don't want to catch it from someone else. It's just courtesy, guys. It's the same as covering your cough. It's actually better than covering your cough, because when you cover your cough and you sneeze in your freaking hand and then you touch the doorknob, someone else is going to touch the doorknob and catch it from you. That's how it spreads. And if anything, wearing a mask just helps you to be more aware of not like touching your face, because that's usually how you catch a cold or a flu in the first place. You touch something that has it on there, and then you touch your hands, you touch your face, you know, and that's how you catch it. So having the mask as a barrier, it makes you more aware of like, well, don't rub your eyes, don't, you know, rub your nose before you've washed your hands. Duh. It's just common sense. It's no biggie. No biggie. Plus you have a Harry Potter mask and you want to keep wearing it? See, for me, Krista, it makes me feel like a bit of a ninja. I love the way I look in a black mask. It's like total Mission Impossible feeling. So I'm like, you know, I'm cool with this look. Like, it's kind of badass. I don't mind it. do 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 do. You know, I'm fine with it. And, you know, I go to, like, I've always gone to a lot of electronic and, like, EDM and rave, you know, shows. And, like, a lot of people wear masks as, like, just a fashion statement for those things. Like, that's part of, like, rave culture has always been, like, some people will wear a face mask. Sometimes it's, like, because they're doing drugs, but it's also just because it kind of looks cool. Yeah. So I have no issue with it. But yeah, Marie, don't worry about it too much. If you're fully vaccinated and and you're washing your hands and keeping a mask on and things like that, I wouldn't worry too much about like doing an in-person class or course or having someone come to your house to um, set up internet connection or anything that you need done. Don't worry too much. You know, it's like I'm really about balance. I'm a fan of balance. You know, it's like you don't want to live in fear, but you also want to take, you know, practical precautions. And that's the best anyone can do. Because you have to live. You have to live, you know. That's how I feel about it, you know, anyway. That's definitely how I feel on it. Going back to school. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we might have to wait till like next year. I would say sure by next year. Yeah, we might really be. I think, you know, another year is a good time frame because I really feel like, you know, by then, you know, we'll know more about how effective the vaccines are and all that kind of stuff, and it might be a little more fine-tuned, right? That time always is good for that kind of thing. But, you know, like I said, if there's opportunities and things, but yeah, don't put off getting your internet connected, you know. I would just go ahead and do it, you know. And from there, it's like at least if you have your connection, you know, you can get on and and connect with people, you know, one step at a time. All right, Crystal, have a good night. I'm going to take off too, hun. Thank you, everybody, for being here this evening. I really appreciate y'all's input. Thank you all for everyone who set up a reading. Always appreciate your time, your energy, your resources. Very, very much appreciated. Had a very kind donation over the weekend from, was it HW Junkie? I don't think she's here tonight, but I had a donation from her through PayPal, and that was very kind of her, just with a nice note saying how much she liked my channel. So I just appreciate everything like that. It's just really really keeps my chin up. It really does. It makes me feel great. So have a good night, everyone. Hope you are well for the rest of the week. I'll be seeing you again soon. All right, take care. Stay safe.